Baboon woodworking. Hoo, hoo, ha.
Welcome back. My name's Ben again from Baboon Woodworking. Today I'm going to be doing the drawers and the drawer slides. So what I'm going to do initially is measure from here to here, take that measurement, um, and kind of figure out where I'm going to place the drawer slides in here. I'm only doing 4 drawers for each one, and they're just going to be on little sticks of wood. So yeah, stick around and watch me do it. So after doing all the measurements, this side is 18 and 3/4, and this side is 18 and 7/8. So these are 9/16, but to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to do these at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm not going to use these ones. I'm going to use the rest of the. Do I have any more 3/4 material? I do. I got some right here. So I'll use the rest of the 3/4 material that I have to cut these down to 3/4. I'm going to be putting them in with the face out so that I've got this width here that it's gonna be riding on. And the drawers themselves, after doing a little bit of measuring, the drawers themselves are gonna be 5 1/4 or 5 inches in height, 26 1/2 inches deep, or actually I'll probably do 26 inches deep, and I'm gonna cut those pieces off to 1/2 inch and glue them onto the back of the slides so they don't fly out the back of the cabinet. Yeah, let's get cutting. So, of all the 3/4 plywood I have, built this, and here's all these slides, and the only plywood I have left is this. So I'd say I got my money's worth out of this sanded pine here. But now I got all these cut, so the next thing to do is to put them into, well, to measure out and then put them in there evenly so that, you know, hopefully I don't screw it up. But I'm going to measure from the bottom up and figure out the proper spacing and everything. Wish me luck. Okay, so after measuring, I determined from here to here, so the top of this is 6 inches, and in between here is exactly 5.5. Or yeah, either 5.5 or 5 inches. So what I'm gonna do is probably make the drawers a little bit, probably make them about 4.5 inches, perfectly average size, and place the slides in, and then I'm gonna start working on the actual drawers themselves. Again, 4.5 inches is perfectly average. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. All right, so now that all those are cut, these are all cut down to 26.5 inches, which gives me a 1/2 inch reveal on the front, which is over here, is the front end. So I'm gonna be putting it flush with the back over there, up here, and then, you know, that side and that side. So I'm gonna get onto that, and then we'll move on to cutting the 1/2 inch for the drawers. So I don't know if you saw it before, but these bottom ones here, I made a mistake. These are only like 23 and some inches roughly. So I still glued them on normally, and then I just flush trimmed, used my flush trim saw to cut off the tips over there. They're already recessed 3/4 of an inch, so it's not gonna matter with the 1/2 inch face. It'll stop on the outside edges and stuff, so it'll be fine. If not, then I can always just put something in front of it. I've got a lot of offcuts. I'm using basically all of this 3/4 plywood as much as I can, because you never let good wood go to waste. So, so if you see me with longer pieces here, just know that I used a flush trim saw to cut them off. So they're all in. As you can see, just like a real woodworker, I used a flush trim saw to cut these down. Now all of them are not exactly like perfect, like this one. You can tell that it's not like even. So hopefully it's even with this one. I measured it all out, so it should be. But if it's not, no big deal. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. Now all I got to do is put in the stoppers up there on the back ends so you can't push the drawers all the way through. And then I think I'm going to put a probably like some 1/4 inch material that I have just laying around over there somewhere. I'll put some 1/4 inch right here to cover this up. And hopefully that'll give me a nice even area to set the drawer faces on. So yeah, that's up next. Making the drawers and putting in the back stoppers. All right, so now I'm using the box as a stand. As you know, I put on a sweater. It's cold in here, so I'm wearing a sweater. So I'm gonna cut this large 1/2 inch piece. First one's gonna be 18 3/4. I think I only need to do it once. That should give me, should give me 4 drawer bottoms. And then after that, I've got to do another one that's 18 7/8. Hopefully both of those net me 4 drawer bottoms. And then after that, I can cut down to 4.5 inch strips to make the box of the drawers. So I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse it, cutting this material. Remember, it goes a lot faster than I'm actually moving. Probably gonna be going pretty fucking slow because it's a little sketchy with a full-size sheet of plywood, and I don't have anything to hold it down on the other side. So, yeah, wish me luck. So an executive decision had to be made. I didn't think I'd have enough to make 4-inch drawers, so what I did is I just cut them down to 3 inches. So it should be enough to hold the things we want to hold in there. And really the depth of the drawer really doesn't matter too much in this instance. I should get out of this 4 drawer bottoms out of these ones. But those right there will be just used for the 4 corners. Hopefully I have enough. Don't really know if I will. If I don't, I've got a bunch of scrap wood over here. I think I might have some more 1/2 inch. Yeah, I've got some more 1/2 inch laying around that I can use to create the rest of the drawers. So shouldn't be an issue. Hopefully this is all taken care of by then. So we'll see how it turns out, or see how it works out, because I don't know if it's going to work or not. First thing, holy shit, don't ever try that unless you have somebody else helping you or a longer table saw. I don't think it's going to show up well on the time lapse, but I did. I nicked the front of one of them. I'll just put it towards the back. The rest of them cut pretty well, although very sketchy. So you know, just don't do that at home. I'm a insured professional. Now that we have all the bases cut, these are going to be the size of our drawers here, just the bottoms. These ones, I believe, will be going into this side. Or maybe this one. Yeah. So they're going like that. This is off, obviously. But as I put it in there, I'm going to move those little nubs in the back forward more. So I'm just going to probably break those off, add some new ones on. So I got plenty of offcuts over there. So I'm going to put them on here. I'm then going to finish up the walls and stuff. I mean, it slides pretty easily. Should work, should be totally fine for all of them. I don't think the drawers really need to be this big or this far back. So I'm just going to set it to where it's flush with this, or maybe even flush with the front here, because I don't think I have enough wood for drawer fronts right now. So I'll probably just set it flush with the front here, or maybe just keep it flush with the back, flush half an inch back from when I do get drawer fronts, so I can put them on there. So when I do drawer fronts, I'll have, you know, everything be good up there. This side, I've got the other ones that are already cut, so these will be fitting pretty good. So now on to building these little bad boys. I got to cut this wood and hopefully have enough for all the sides. If I don't, I've got some more 1/2 inch back there that I should be able to use. It's long enough to be to go 23 by 18 and 3/4 roughly. But yeah, I've got plenty of extra wood back there to use. So I'll keep you updated, and moving on to a time lapse. Okay, so I've made all 4 drawers. Next thing I need to do, so I didn't rabbet out the sides of these to make them slide on these drawer slides. So I got to put up in here. I got to put a stopper, which I got plenty of material for that. I'm just going to use probably these offcuts here. I'm only going to use one for each side. I got these little guys here. I've got plenty. They've got enough to cover the entire thing. Plus I've also got some extra 1/2-inch material. So let's see, I got 4, 8. Don't have 8 for each side, but I do have enough to put them on just the outside edges. That way it'll prevent the drawer from falling forwards. And then for the back side, I'm just putting a small stopper in there to prevent it from going backwards. So I'm gonna do that real quick and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so all I did was I placed a little piece of scrap plywood in here. So when you pull it out, it doesn't fall forward like it used to. It catches a little bit over here. So it's only when you get close to the end, but you know, it moves pretty easily normally. So I'm not too worried about that. And besides, this is really only just for inside the shop, so it's not going to be end of the world. So yeah, I'm just going to do that for the next few drawers, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so these drawers were supposed to be for this side. Those ones over there that I've got that I've yet to put together yet are meant for this side. So they're still going to fit. The sides are all the same. It's just it's a little more. It's a little tighter because these ones were built for this side. The other side is a little bit tight. I didn't get it exactly aligned perfect, but all the drawers go in. They all come out. They don't fall. They move nice and smooth. Once I put the faces on, they will be sitting flush with the front. This side I'm not going to really worry about too much, but once I put the drawer faces on, it'll sit flush with the outside edge here. And in fact, I'm really just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. This is all just I wrote it up in my book, a little notebook thing. So I might actually add a little extra by doing some trimmer on the front with all the extra stuff that I've got laying around. So I might do a little bit of trim on this, and that'll add a little extra. So I could do just another 3/4. I could do 3/4 for the front panels. And if I do that, I'll just be drilling a hole in the top, so you put your finger through and pull it out, because I'm not trying to buy a bunch of stuff. This is just going as cheap as I can, using just wood. No crazy cuts, no rabbiting, none of that. Just all wood all the time for the entire piece. If I did this differently, I would have done rabbets in here to make sure that these fit perfectly in the center. But I did not do that, so my bad. But that's a lesson, so next time I will. All right. So what I'm doing is making sure that these match up. I don't think that they do at the moment. So I've got to figure out how I cut them. I can't remember. Maybe it was this way. This seems right. Yeah, that seems right there. Okay, so doing a, hopefully this is correct. I don't know. Trying to do like a grain match type thing. But if it doesn't work out, I mean, that looks kind of right. So we might as well just go with it. 5 seconds later, I figured it out. Okay, so this one was the bottom. I had it up here. So this is the bottom drawer, and then they go up like that. I cut them to 6 5/8 because 26.5 divided by 4 is 6 5/8. This should fit perfectly in there. So if it does, then I'm going to trim off 1/8 of an inch of each one, and hopefully that will work. Let's find out. Well, as you can see, this is what I like to call good enough. Now, I'm not a professional or anything, so none of this has any good type of reveal, but you know what? It's going to be in the shop, and I'm using it for just, storing these boxes and doing a laser etcher, so I don't really mind too much that it's currently looking like this. No big deal. However, future projects will be looking much better than this. So, grab some of the some like scrap 2x material that I had that was already like an inch, and I chamfered the bottom side of it to make little handles. So those work out pretty well. Not gonna lie, it's looking pretty decent. Nothing that nothing to write home about or to sell to anybody, but for shop furniture, it's turned out pretty good. And I know I've said that like 6 times, but I mean it.